And we are live. Buongiorno. Ciao tutti. Hi everyone, how you doing? So, this will be recorded. So anybody that wants to see this recording afterward may do so. In the meantime, I think I will just wait a few minutes. I haven't done a live chat since 2021, so this is a bit strange actually. However, it was long overdue. So I wanted to say that the reason why I'm doing the live chat, I'm doing it for numerous reasons. Um, First and foremost, I have a new computer. This computer works very well. The camera and the microphone work. They work very well, for lack of a better word. The previous PC that I had, I remember when I did a live chat in 2021, the quality was just not. It just wasn't there. So I was a bit discouraged from doing that. But I'm also here in the United States, and I wanted to take advantage of the fact that I'm in the same time zone as probably many of you. So I figured this was the best time. Anyway, I hope you're all doing well. I hope you had a nice holiday season. And what else? Thank you for coming. I see 3 of you right now, so hopefully more show up. But like I said, it doesn't matter because this will be recorded, and anybody can watch this later on if they'd like. So if you're just joining me, once again, ciao a tutti. Hope you're doing well. I'm watching this on StreamYard here, so let me access the comments here. Yes, okay. Hobbies Hobo, hello. Welcome from Canada's wet west coast. It was wet here too, actually. Yeah, this morning, quite wet. Palm Beach Peter, how are you? Good, good. Okay, we got people coming in. That's great. I think we'll just wait just about a minute or two before I get into the content that I have here. I have some notes here, like I always do with all my videos, and this is a live chat, right? I am going to give you the opportunity to ask me any questions you'd like. However, I do want to structure this as a video as much as possible. So I've picked some topics here that I'd like to discuss, which I hope you will find helpful. So, all right. So once again, I'm in Connecticut, and it was relatively quiet here, so that's kind of why I wanted to do it here. So let's see. Well, as I indicated in the description of this chat, it is a life update. Yes, it is. It's a life update as well as my YouTube channel. So the big one I would say for those of you that don't know is the reason why I'm here in Connecticut is because this past summer my parents got into a very bad accident. I lost my father. Yes, my mother was severely injured, but she's home now and she's recovering. I'm here in Tallinn, Connecticut, so I'm here for her. Yep, and also we had to do my father's funeral a couple of days ago on the 21st. So as long as I was here, I wanted to just stay with my mother for the holiday season. Yeah, and that's why I'm here. She's doing fine. She was in a rehab facility for 3 months, and she made gradual progress, not as much as we'd like. But when she got well enough to come back here, we brought her back home, and she's continuing her rehabilitation process. So, yeah, it's a day by day. It's a day by day thing, little by little. I'm not really sure what her life is going to be like going forward, but it's too early. It's really too early to tell. So, hello, Lori. Hi. Yes, it is good to be live again. Yes. Before we continue, if for some reason I do speak a little bit quickly, please tell me because with these live chats, I don't have the luxury of making a video, editing it so it sounds nice and polished. So I'll do my best to be incoherent and to not insert too many ums in my sentences. So yes. Let's see. Before I get into my content, I will read a few comments here. So Peter says, "Dave, I'm very sorry about your loss. Thank you. I truly am. I live with my 88-year-old Italian mom in Florida. We will pray for your mother and for you." Yes, Thank you. I appreciate it. Praying is the best thing you can do. Absolutely. That's Eddie Davidson. Yes, thank you very much. Guys, I really appreciate that. Yeah. Okay. So, like I said before, this will be recorded. And if it's not, um, I'll be surprised. I haven't used StreamYard in 3 years, literally. It's the software that I'm using to do this live chat, and I think it does record it. We'll find out, I guess. Yeah. So, anyway, let's see. So let's talk about the channel now. So you probably noticed that I have not done videos in a while. Well, even before that, I was a bit sluggish in getting them out. The accident didn't help. So for the past 4 months, we've been busy. We've been busy with the legalities, the medical side. So it has taken a lot of our time. Me, my family, my sisters also, because they've also been involved. So, but I never really abandoned the channel, at least, not in my heart. Okay. But going forward into 2025, I do want to go back to making videos. This channel is 5 years old now. It's the best hobby that I've ever had in my life. I'm very proud of it, really. And so I do want to keep making videos, in theory, for the rest of my life. So, but I will find the time. I will find the time between what's going on with my family, my family back in Rome. As my father always said, when something is important enough, you make the time for it. And he was absolutely right. Yes. Oh, good. I'm very clear. And okay, good. Thank you, Hobbies Hobo. I don't know what your first name is, but I'll be your screen name there. So another reason why I have not made as many videos as I'd like is, well, if you remember, about a year and a half ago, actually almost 2 years, I did a video on another income source that I was working on. This is self-publishing on Amazon. I was going to make a video this past summer with an update. However, I've decided that I'd like the update to be when I have something substantial to share with the rest of you. Otherwise it might be discouraging. But it does take up a lot of my time. When I do something, I really can't divide my attention. But if I go into something, I need to just focus on that, be it making YouTube videos, be it the Amazon project or whatever it may be. That's just how I am. Not the best multitasker, but I do my best. But that is one reason why I have not made as many videos as I would like. But as I've said before, I'm looking to fix that. Absolutely. As far as my life in Italy, I am still teaching. I've been doing that for 15 years. Can't say I really fully enjoy it. That's just me. I'm not knocking teaching, but let's just say that me with teaching and certain work conditions are not exactly favorable. So, but I do keep doing it because I'm of the belief that you should continue to do something if you have to, until you can replace with something better. I also think that's a very clear message for my daughter in the future, to persevere with something that maybe you don't even like. That's just life. So, actually, this does get into the next part of the video because I have noticed that I get a lot of comments and questions in regards to teaching. So I did want to address a few of the questions that I frequently get while we're here live. So the first big question that I get is, what qualifications do I need? Like, what degree do I need to teach English in Italy? Well, that's really subjective. It depends if you want to work at a private school where I work. It depends if you want to work in an international school, an academy, or if you want to go on the public route. Now, if we're talking about the public, absolutely, yes, you need to have a university degree. Master's doesn't hurt. I'm not exactly an expert on what you need for the public, but let's just say that this is much more regulated. In order to teach in the public schools, you do need to do a public exam, and you have to have all your degrees recognized in Italy. Okay. I do in fact teach in the public school, but with the private school that I'm working at, It's a bit stressful. It is. It does provide long-term stability, yes, but depends if you. It depends on your tolerance for um, classroom management. Let's just put it to you that way. The other big one that I get is okay, and this also applies to other jobs in Italy. Okay, what do I need to be legal in Italy? Well, ideally, you need to be an Italian citizen like me, have an EU passport. The other one is to obtain the Permesso di soggiorno. Basically, it's loosely translated. That's how would I translate that actually? Well, permission. Basically, it just gives you permission to stay in the country. I've never had one because I've always had an Italian passport. However, I have known people that are not Italian and that had to get the permesso. Actually, I work with two people that have it, and that's how they're able to work legally in the school where I work. One is an American, and one is a woman from South Africa, and that's how they're able to work legally where I work. So it is possible they've gotten it. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's not. It's certainly not. It is certainly not impossible. So if any of you are considering working in Italy, there's different types of permesso that you can get. There's one for students, which I believe allows you to work. I believe part-time, 20 hours a week, and then there's also one for older people. So, for example, if my mother wanted to come and stay in Italy for a while, for longer than 3 months, this is the Italians free. This is the Americans free. I'm in America anyway. Then my mother would need to get the permesso. Yes. Now, long-term stability. Now, I've mentioned this before in a previous video, but I think it's worth mentioning it again. So, can teaching give you long-term stability? The short answer is yes. The long answer is it depends. I think the best form of stability would be if you were to work in the public schools because you've got a public contract and you've got a job for life. Okay, that's just how it works. But again, there are drawbacks, and I've just mentioned them. I work in a private school, and I do have a decent contract. And in theory, I can work there for as long as I like. But when I talk about stability, I don't necessarily mean just having a job and getting a paycheck every single month. Stability to me means creating a life for yourself that allows you to be comfortable, where you're not worried about money, where you can spend time with your family as much as you'd like. And what I'm getting at is that's a bit more difficult if you're not an entrepreneur, in my opinion, which is kind of the route that I want to go in the future. And yeah, as I've hinted in this live chat and also in previous videos. So I think that it's a decent job if you are looking just to get your foot in the door, so to speak. This is what I did when I first moved. I needed a way to make money to live in the country, to pay the bills, to eat, and that's what I did. But in my situation, just thinking of how I am, I probably should have gotten out of it a while ago. So again, not looking to bash the position. I think teaching is a very noble position. I think that it can be rewarding, but I don't think it's for everybody. I don't know. So if you ever consider that route as a way of making income in Italy, do consider it carefully. Sure. Oh, something else I want to mention. It's not my notes here. I'm always a big advocate of creating an income stream before you come to live in Italy. Absolutely. The more that you can save up, the better. But I really suggest that you have some source of income that you make on a regular basis, which is automatic, so to speak, before you come. I can't stress that enough, especially if you're coming to Italy and you maybe don't speak the language. Because if you can't speak the language, it does somewhat limit your job, your job opportunities. Most definitely, yeah. So do get something set up before you come. I can't stress that enough. At the risk of being repetitive. Right. That's all I had to mention for teaching. How to find a decent school. One thing I've come to realize when you're looking for a school, be it if you want to work there or if you're looking to choose a daycare like my daughter's school, there's two things that you can do. A simple Google search. You can look for the reviews. You can look for just get some feedback online. And also word of mouth. Word of mouth is king in Italy. A lot of people would make their decisions based on how other people have done, or how they found themselves in schools, work, et cetera, et cetera. So do as much research as you possibly can. The best thing that you can do, in my opinion, is to actually go to a place in person. Go there in person, present yourself, meet the manager. I would do that here in the United States, and that's exactly what I used to do before I moved to Italy. The same thing with choosing your child's school, working. Right. So, actually, I think I will open this up to a few questions before I go on to the next topic. So, if you have any questions in particular about what I've mentioned so far, feel free to ask me. Have some water while I wait. By the way, before we get to that, could you, just out of curiosity, for those of you that are following, where are you following me from? I'm in Tallinn, Connecticut. This is the town where I grew up, so I'm here for the holidays. Yeah. Okay. Actually, hobbies. You already said that you are in Canada. That's I've always said that maybe I was born in the wrong country. I don't mind the cold, and I played hockey, and the healthcare system is similar to Italy. So maybe it was for me. I don't know. Oh, Farmington, of course. Yeah, actually, I'm going to Avon later this evening. Yeah, North Alabama, right? That's one place I've never been to. Florida. I haven't been there since I was in high school, but I had some family in Tampa. Yeah. I once took a bus trip from here to Florida for a high school trip. It was a long, long trip. God, never again. Okay. Right. Okay. Let's go on to the next topic here. This actually is a topic that I've mentioned in my videos, but I've never actually done a dedicated video on this topic. And it's something that I really, really want to do. So, actually, no, sorry, I do see a question. Sorry to leave you hanging there, but let me address this question here. So, Hobbies Hobo says, "What about those of us that are not looking for work? Interested in Italy more as a base to do minor explorations of Europe in general, somewhere warm and cheap." Okay. Not quite sure what your question is. Yeah, I get it. You're not looking for work, but if you could be a little more specific, then maybe I could answer that. Yeah. Okay. Bridgeport. Why is it every time I encounter somebody who's from Connecticut or that has a Connecticut connection, it's always the southern part of the state, never up here in the north? I don't know. No, so. Right. Okay. So as I was mentioning before, I'd like to talk a little bit about healthcare. So that's definitely a video that I want to make in the future. So, in a nutshell, I have no problems with it. I've used the Italian healthcare system, and for all its faults, you do hear negative things or just situations where people didn't get the best care. I really can't say the same. Same as my wife, really. We've used the public system, and I have no real complaints. Real complaints to the point where I think we need to overhaul the whole system. No. So, for example, I have used the hospital numerous times. About 10 years ago, I had to go for, let's just call it a mail problem. I wasn't a resident, so I didn't have my tessera sanitaria, which is your national health card that you need to present whenever you go to the hospital, right? So I went to the hospital and I got treated. They run some tests to see what was wrong with me. Didn't pay. Actually, later that year, I had a friend come from Connecticut, and she was having some woman problems. I'll spare the details, but she had to stay at the hospital for about a week. No real problems. Didn't pay. Okay. Once I had an object that was lodged in my ear, and it was in too deep, so they had to remove it. So I had to I had to do day surgery. I was there for the whole day, which is not exciting, but that was the cost to get it out. Sure. I've also had a CAT scan, which was an emergency. That went well. My wife, 2 years ago, she had part of her intestine removed, so she spent about 2 weeks in the hospital. Also, she gave birth. Yep, we never had any problems. So these are just the reason why the reason why I'm mentioning um, these particular situations is just to show you that I've had experience, using public health service in Italy for the past 15 years. So for me, it's been okay. There is, however, the common complaint that sometimes you have to wait too long for a procedure. This unfortunately does happen, but it depends on what you have to have done. Now, does it happen where somebody has to have something done and it's rather important and they have to wait too long? Unfortunately, yes. What you have to wait for, how long, I really don't know. That's subjective. It depends on what you need. But that is the one downside, sure. And so far, that really hasn't happened to me. Hopefully, it never will. Now, something else I want to mention in regards to healthcare here. In Italy, it is a two-tier system. I'm not sure if people realize this, but there's the public option, like I mentioned, but we also have private clinics, and so you're not forced to accept the public system. You're not forced to wait, for a procedure to be done. You do have the option of going to a private clinic. Now, granted, you'd have to pay out of pocket, and the cost can greatly vary. I don't know what it is. Okay. I will say this though: if you are receiving U.S. income, you might find that these costs are considerably less than what you would pay in the United States. That's for sure. I'm not a medical expert, but these are just my observations. But to reiterate the point, you do have a choice, and I like that. Now, there is health insurance in Italy. Okay, my father-in-law had it. My wife and I do pay it. However, the reason why you would get that is if you have to go to a private clinic, then you do receive certain reduced rates because you're paying monthly for this coverage. Now, more or less, that's how it works. I don't know exactly where you can apply these reduced rates when you do the medical care, but the option is out there. It is, however, not very common among Italians. If you talk to your average Italian, they don't have medical insurance. No. But something else that I like about the fact that there is medical insurance in Italy, unlike the United States, it doesn't dominate the system. It doesn't represent overall healthcare like it does in this country. I mean, let's face it, the healthcare companies are healthcare in this country. I mean, there's no way of getting around that, but not in Italy. No. So let's see. What else can I mention about healthcare? Yeah, when I go to the doctor, I do call ahead and make an appointment. But really, you go in there, you get out. There's no exchange of money. There's no asking to see a health insurance card. And as an American, that's just something that you don't quite really get used to. I still haven't, but I'll take it. When you do go to the hospital, you do have to pay what they call a ticket, and it's kind of like our copay. So based on what you have to have done, they will ask you to pay a small percentage of whatever you need. How much that is, again, that's subjective, but ballpark figures, they may ask you to pay 20, 30, 40, 50 euros for something. But again, the ticket can greatly vary. Yeah. But again, we're not in the United States. So if you're doing okay in Italy, these costs are manageable, I would say. Yeah, they are. Right. So let's see. I'm going to go back to the comments here. So I've touched upon teaching in Italy, touched upon healthcare. Let's see. Let's see. Hobo says he would love to live in Italy. It's central to almost all of Europe. Explore Italy, then continue on exploring the rest of Europe. You're talking about what I want to continue to do. I'll call you Hobo because I don't know your first name. I'm not sure if you wrote it here. If you have, I apologize. But yeah. Let's see. like I said before, I will open this up to any more questions. And for those of you that are just joining me, welcome. Late Merry Christmas and happy holiday season, or whatever you celebrate. Mike, okay, hi Mike, hi. So we're doing a live chat. We've so far we've talked about let's see, teaching in Italy, healthcare, and I've given a brief update on what's going on with my mother, what happened this past summer, and what the channel is doing. So I will say this though, this should be recorded as I said before. If it is not, then I will make sure that it is recorded for the next live chat. Because I have a decent computer. Oh, sorry, I get ahead of myself. Because I have a decent computer to do a live chat, then I would like to do more of these, and I will make sure that they were always recorded. If this one is not, okay, right. Any questions on the content that I've mentioned so far? I must say it's been rather warm the past 2 days. It's more like what I expect in Italy. Before that, though, it was quite frigid, actually. It was about 21 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about -7 Celsius. And so I didn't mind, actually. I like just walking outside, bundling up, and I'm good. Yeah. It's a different climate here. Just that cold is just different than the chill that you would get in Italy. Yeah. Okay. Okay, if there's no questions, then I wanted to share a little bit about what I did this past summer. So, if you recall, about a year ago, I made a video about renting a car in Italy. And by the way, those of you that have watched it, or maybe that have clicked on the link, I thank you. Yes, much appreciated. But the whole point of the video that I made about a year ago was that there are situations where you do need a car to get in this country. I have been all over Italy. There's only a few regions where I've not been, and I can tell you that there are many towns, not even small ones, where you might want to get a car just to get out in the country, especially if you want to be autonomous. Absolutely, yeah. And there's a place in question, or just a place where I visited this past summer, where there is a bus there. However, I think having a car is the best way to go. And this town is called Anguillara. And for anybody who knows Lazio, this is about an hour north of Rome, and it's near a lake called Bracciano. I've been there a few times. It's quite nice. It's a huge lake, and you've got little towns just around it, and it's really quite nice. So I went to this town called Anguillara, and it is really nice. It has a nice historical center. It is right on the lake right there, so you can go for a walk along the water. Yeah, but also we did an aperitif towards the end of the day, and it was really nice. Like, we found this place which was outside. We were lying down on lawn chairs and just having a drink at sunset. Was really quite nice. So if you're looking to go somewhere which is outside of Rome, which is a bit more laid back, then this is an idea. If you are visiting Italy for the first time, then yeah, especially if you're going to Rome, then yeah, do dedicate a couple of days, even a week, to see Rome. However, if you've got the time, I do recommend venturing out. Absolutely, especially if you want to see something a bit more authentic. This was definitely it. Another place that we've been to, which you might like, is called Tivoli. This is east, about an hour east of Rome. It's quite nice. There are two. How can I put this? It's a park, but it's like a gorge almost, and you walk around it, and it's full of there's waterfalls there. There's trees. It's quite nice. It's quite a hike, but it really is nice. We went to a nice museum there with an outside garden, which was well decorated with a beautiful view. That's worth seeing. So Tivoli, Tivoli. You can easily make a day trip out of it. Yeah. The other place we went to, which was not exactly a huge favorite of mine, but if you want to go to the beach, we went to Fregenes. Now, I'm not an expert on beaches. Not really my thing, and I'm sure there are way better beaches where you can go to. But it's a place where, yeah, you need a car, and it's a good option, really. We went to a let's see. I remember my wife was just about ready to give birth, but we went to this place on the beach and we had a drink and watched the sunset. It was very quite nice. So I definitely recommend that. But anyway, these are examples of where you would need a car to get around. Absolutely, yeah. If you're looking for more information about driving in Italy, I do have a playlist that I've created on my channel, and go check it out. It does cover a lot of aspects of driving in Italy. I was going on Italian. Absolutely, yeah. I can't speak for all Italians, but the Italians have always been foreign friendly in the sense that I would say that they're rather welcoming. I will say this though, if you are looking to move to Italy and you are looking to settle there, make a life for yourself, I think Italians do expect you to integrate, to assimilate, to not be Italian, but be a part of be a part of society of your community. The best way to do that is to learn the language. Absolutely, the Italians really appreciate that. When you learn the language, it shows that you are showing respect for where you're living because you're taking the time to learn to communicate with your host country, and they really appreciate that. They'll never correct you. No, not at all. The Italians are quite forgiving of grammatical mistakes. Even my own friends don't correct me. So imagine a perfect stranger. What's the other one here, actually? Will be welcome with open arms. Open arms by everybody. I can't guarantee that. But if you move into an Italian apartment and you're friendly, if you want to, maybe create a rapport with your neighbors, then they do appreciate that. Now, granted, I don't talk to, I think, one of my neighbors, so it depends who you live with, really. But yeah, I wouldn't worry about that really. Just as long as you're willing to, put the work into become part of society. And Italians don't like people who are demanding and complain. I would say that you need to keep that to a limit, especially in the beginning. Um, let's see. Palm Beach Peter says his mom and family are from Sora, which is in Frosinone. I've actually never been there to Frosinone. I know where it is, but Fuji. I forgot to mention this is another little town where we went to where you would need a car. Fuji. So it's near Frosinone. It's nice because it has a natural hot springs which has healing abilities if I'm not mistaken. It's quite nice. We went to a hotel that had a nice spa there, so quite nice. I forget the name of it, but it was really nice. And then you have the upper part of the city with a centro storico. It's a nice, quiet little town. You can easily spend the weekend there. Yeah, not a lot to do, but if you're looking to get out of Rome, just spend somewhere quiet. It's nice, and then it's also surrounded by the trees there. So if you want to do some biking, it's ideal. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. I think I have a message on my phone. Let me see. Hmm. Can you hear me now? Let's see. Something with the sound. Oh, wonderful. Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't use StreamYard that often, so I'm not quite sure what the issue might be. Let me try a few things here. Zio Fanale. Okay, can you hear me? Mm, I'm not quite sure, to be honest. Hmm. How about now? Can everybody hear me? You can. Dimitri says yes. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure why it was cutting out. That's very strange. Um, well, let's hope it stays now. Yeah. Great. Okay. Okay. Like I said before, opening this up to Q&A. Thank you. I was mentioning the snow. It did snow here. Yeah. So I was um, took a walk in the woods near where my parents live. Took some pictures, and I'll post that on the bulletin board or the community tab on my channel, so you can see what I'm talking about. Luckily, it didn't snow that much because anybody that knows snow, especially here in New England, it can make your life miserable. It can impede you from driving somewhere, be it to work, to school, to go home, leave home, whatever it might be. But fortunately, it was aesthetically pleasing. Sure, Italians always they always have a positive reaction when I mention the snow. Che bella! Oh, it depends, really. Yeah, it's not pleasant when it's heavy, wet snow, and it causes you to lose power. And it's not uncommon to lose power here for days. It very well could happen. I think my parents lost power for 11 days, unfortunately. Yep. Do I miss good old American barbecue? Yes, I do. As a matter of fact, sorry, I forgot your name. Go over the chat here. I think you, Mike. Excuse me, Mike. Mike. Yeah, that's my wife. She does appreciate the food here and the barbecue in the United States. She says you guys do meat very well. Yes, we do. In fact, I had some barbecue chicken last night at a friend's house. It was quite nice. Yes, I do though. Yes. What was I mentioning before? Yeah, unfortunately, the snow has not been an issue. I remember the first time my wife came here was 6 years ago, and it was well in Celsius it was -18, so that's about 0 degrees Fahrenheit. I says that's strange even for us, So I felt bad for her. First visit to the United States, and we all froze. Yes, we did. So anyway, uh, okay. Still waiting for questions. So I'm going up and down the chat. Ski resort in Italy. Good question. So I'm not a skier, but from what I hear from my students and friends, there's a couple places in mind. Let's see. The first place that I can recommend is called Roccaraso, and that's in Abruzzo, which is the middle. It's in the middle of the country. So when I was living in Naples, a lot of my friends went to ski there. So I recommend that. There's also a place where I did go actually, also in Abruzzo, and it's called Ovindoli, which is just over the border from Lazio. And I'm told that a lot of people go skiing there. The biggie, from what I can gather, is in Trentino Alto Adige. I also want to make a video on that particular region. But this is an area which is just south of, I believe, Austria, but possibly also Switzerland. More specifically, I think, what's it called? Val Gardena, Valfassa, I forget the precise name. But Trentino Alto Adige is an ideal place to go skiing, from what I'm told. It's very mountainous, and so I've been told that these are worth it. Yeah, I can't recommend any ski resorts in southern Italy. No, I've never heard of people going skiing there. I don't know. So, let's see. So I'm waiting for more comments. While we wait, I did want to mention something off the cuff, so to speak. If you're flying into Rome, it's a great airport. It really is. It looks like a mall. When you go through passport check, it's quite organized. Also, security check. They have family lines, which made things much easier for me, my wife, and my daughter. Not the same in Boston and Chicago. No, those were the two airports that I went to this past summer here in the States. No, We had a long wait. There were no special lanes for families. There is global, yeah, there is global entry, but that's particular, I think. Um, but yeah, we had to wait a long time. I didn't wait a long time this time because I arrived here on the 19th, and from what I'm told, I beat the rush, the holiday rush. It was actually very easy to get here. The flight was half full. Was only half full. Passport check took like maybe 5-10 minutes. It was wonderful. Yeah. Sorry, home forming in here. Excuse me. Anyway, let's see. Next question. Do you have to pay to see the famous fountain in Rome now, Trevi? I don't know if you have to pay to see it. I do know that they are doing some maintenance on that. I think what they're doing is they're going to maybe limit access to a certain number of people because, I mean, I've been there many, many times and it gets really crowded. It really is very often shoulder to shoulder. Whether you got to pay, that's actually an interesting question. I hope not. I don't. I hope they don't. Bob and Mary Butera, hello. So on tipping, well, I chuckle. I'll tell you why in a minute. I hear tour operators push for U.S.-sized tips for the restaurants they use for tours. I've always thought that tipping isn't something that Italians typically do. Please clarify. I'm glad you mentioned that. Now, the chuckle from before was the last time my dad came to Italy. And for those of you that don't know, I'll say it again. He passed away this past summer, so that's why I'm here. But anyway, last time he was there, he insisted on giving U.S.-sized tips, and I kept telling him over and over again, Dad, they're not expecting that. You don't need to, give him a 20, give him a 10, 20, whatever you want to give them. No. These tour operators pushing for U.S.-sized tips. Well, I think the reason why they do that is because I think they have this preconceived notion that if you're from the U.S., you've got money. I mean, that's not really fair, in my opinion. If you come to Italy, yes, you have some money to travel, obviously, but it doesn't mean that you have wads of money to give out in tips. No, I would just give them what you want. If you want to give them even €1 or most $5, I think they would just be grateful for the tip, and if they're not grateful for it, then they don't deserve it. That's how I look at it. Restaurants are, I think, are different than tour operators. I've worked in a restaurant briefly, and the attitude that I remember is that if you are given a tip, they're grateful because they're not expecting it, because it's not a tipping culture, right? But Americans do have the reputation of giving out tips, and so that's probably why they expect more from you, unfortunately. But no, what I like about the tipping culture in Italy is that it's more true to how it should be. You give a tip based on whether you appreciate the service or not because somebody deserves it. Now, just to be fair, I understand that, wait staff here in the United States, they rely on them, so I do adhere to the tipping culture when I'm here because I realize that they have to eat too. It's not fair that the employer shirks the responsibility and passes it on to the customer. I don't agree with that, but I can't change the system. I can't, my opinion does not put food in somebody's mouth here in the States. That's how I look at it. Doesn't mean I like it, but they're people too. That's how I look at it. Yeah, thank you for mentioning the tipping one. That's something that I get quite a lot, actually. Yeah. Also, yeah, you will see people that are looking for handouts in Italy. There's a lot of immigrants from Middle East, from mostly, I want to say mostly from Africa, Northern Africa, at least from what I've seen. I'll give €1 here and there, or I might say, listen, are you hungry? Do you want a slice of pizza? Do you want a croissant? Not always, though, but yeah, they got to eat too. Pure and simple. We're all people, Palm Beach Peter says briefly, where do I begin trying to obtain my Italian passport? I'm not even sure if I qualified through my mother or her grandparents. Great to see you. Likewise, Peter. Thank you. Thanks for the comment. Good question. Where do you begin? Well, where did I begin? So I always knew that I had great grandparents from Italy because I think my family was pretty precise and accurate as far as who was from Italy and where they were from. So I had that advantage, especially when I went to Italy for documents. I went there when I was 25. And I went to my great-grandparents' town, which was in Torre del Greco, which is just, it's near Pompeii. There we go. So I went there and I got their birth and their marriage certificate. So that's the first step. You got to find out who's from Italy, and where exactly they were from. That I would say that's the keystone to the whole thing, or at least the most important first step. Yes. Whether you qualify or not, yeah, that's really on a case by case basis. So I qualified because it was my great grandparents were from Italy. My father's grandparents, in fact, all four of my father's grandparents were Italian from Italy. And for me, it was easy because, excuse me, we were all males, all same last name, and my father's grandfather, he never renounced his Italian citizenship, and so what that means is that it was able to get passed down through the generations up until me. So I didn't actually get my Italian passport citizenship. No, I inherited it. And that's how it works. So it's called jus sanguinis, and so that's the process. One moment. You're welcome. Actually, for more, there's a lot of information on that on YouTube. Some of you might know on one of the other Italian American YouTubers named Rafael Di Furia. He's made a lot of videos on that topic, so he's quite knowledgeable. He also does a podcast with an Italian lawyer. I forget the exact name of the podcasts, but they've also made quite a few videos. So if you're whatever I can't answer, I'm sure they can help you out. Yeah, actually, I met him once in person. 2019, I want to say. Yeah, he was living up in Trentino, so we met up. My mom renounced citizenship. However, I think Congress changed things. Appreciate your direction. Okay, well, even renouncing is not an automatic X towards your Italian citizenship. It really depends on when they did it. So let me give you an example. My father's uncle was actually born in Italy. Okay. My grandfather was not. So half of those siblings were born in Italy, half were born in the United States. My grandfather was born here. The last child in our family that was born in Italy was in 1913. And so he officially renounced his U.S. citizenship. No, sorry, the Italian one, excuse me, in 1938. And this was before his first child was born, my father's first cousin. So my father's first cousin is null and void because his father gave it up. Okay. My father gets it because the Italian was his grandfather. Okay, another generation up who retained his Italian citizenship. Okay, so it's subjective. It depends when they did it, and also when there's a woman involved in the process, it becomes more complicated. One, because of name changes, and two, before 1948, an Italian woman was not able to pass on her Italian citizenship. Any Italian woman, whether she lived in Italy, abroad, she could not pass it on legally, which is unfortunate. But that was the law at the time. And then I believe in 1948, these women were given the right to vote, fortunately, and with that, they were able to officially pass on their citizenship. But for those of you that have ancestors that involved a woman, and before the 1948 rule, it does become a bit complicated. However, from what I'm told, a lot of people are challenging this, and they're able to, in essence, sue the Italian government and get this overturned. So I have a subscriber that did that. He's in the process of doing that. I haven't spoken with him in a while. Aaron, if you're watching, hope you're doing well. But he was able to challenge that. So, and I believe they're well along in the process. Conan the Barbarian from New Jersey. Hello. I didn't get the notification that you were live. In fact, I haven't done live in quite a while, so I forgot that you're able to send out a notification well in advance, and mine only came out about an hour in advance. So if you're a subscriber, then you got the notification only an hour before. But I'm learning as I'm going here, sound issues, recordings, and notifications. So, hey, Russ, how are you? Okay, Russ is a subscriber that I had live in Rome quite a few times, and he actually is going through the process of obtaining Italian citizenship. So it's proof that it does work, and not just myself. Let's see, Ray Ramos. Hello, David. Hope you and your family are doing all right. We're doing all right. We're getting through the situation little by little. It's been tough though. You are from Osasco, Brazil. Huh. Seja bem-vindo. I remember some Portuguese, so I don't know where that is in Brazil, but I'll find out. Anyway, so I think I'll be live for. Let's see. I'm getting tongue-tied here. Excuse me. As you can see, this is what happens when I make a live chat and I can't edit my videos. This is how I talk naturally. But anyway, I've been live for about 15 minutes now, so I can stay on for another 10, 15 minutes if you got some questions. Sure. Pete says you appreciate the info. My pleasure. Yes, I was once in your shoes, really. Italy is a country where you need somebody who's gone through what you've gone through, and preferably somebody who speaks your language, who's from the same country as you, which is really why I started this YouTube channel. Because for me, it was when you're starting out, when you're in the beginning, you want somebody who's gone through what you've gone through. It's comforting. It really is. And in Italy, it's easy to get misinformation or just people who can't help you, and it's frustrating. I know. So, hello from Arizona. Let's see. Arizona. I was there when I was 15. I remember the oven heat, and between that and humidity, I'll take the oven. Definitely. Yeah. Let's see. I inspire. Oh, my pleasure, actually, Peter. Yeah. Not everybody can do what I did, but if you get the right information, if you push forward, if you're persistent, then you can make things happen. Definitely, yeah. The right information. I'd like to reiterate, because my father always told me, don't. Ironically, he always said, "Don't listen to people," but what he meant is, go to the source of something. The source. This could be people that have gone through the same thing that you've gone through, or just contacting the consulate directly. Sure. Let's see. Conan says, someone told me that when someone has to stay overnight in a hospital in Italy, they have to hire some attendant to care and feed them. Is that true? I don't know. Hire attendants. I'm going to say no. And the reason why is I'm going to refer back to my friend that I talked about at the beginning of this chat, the one who had some women problems, and she needed to be hospitalized. I don't think she had any special attendee. And also, I don't know if there was any language barrier. Also, my niece, she came here. She went to Italy for her honeymoon, and I don't know what she ate, but her face just blew up, and she had to go to the hospital in Florence. It was hard. It was hard because there was a language barrier, but I don't think she had any special attendant. I don't know. Let's just say it doesn't sound like something that would happen. I think that maybe they would try to find somebody who spoke your language. At the most, that. Yeah. Russ says Jane was recognized as an Italian citizen in June, just waiting for the rest of the process to complete. Well done. Yes, right. That's excellent. Good. I try, Russ. I try. Yeah. I like to talk about things that are experiences, things that I've done myself. If I don't know something, then I can make an educated guess, but it's better if I've actually done it myself. Yeah. Salvatore Emma. Salvatore was my first name. Emma is my wife's last name. So it's an interesting combination. Anyway, yes, I got your email. Yes, I did. Thank you for the gift card. That's very thoughtful of you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yes. I will check to see if I got it. Yeah. The email, yes. The card, maybe I'll have to look at the email a bit more carefully. Sure. Hope that your mom is doing better. So, by the way, something else I want to mention, a bit of housekeeping here. I had a buy me a coffee page. It's still active, but because of the accident here in the United States, my banking information has been kind of shuffled a little bit, and so I think that affected my page. And some of you, I think, maybe had some login issues or issues with the membership. So I will try to take care of that as soon as possible. But the link for the consultation, excuse me, that's still active. Yeah. So if any of you want to book an hour with me on Zoom, then it's still open. Sure, I still do that. Let's see. I'm trying to speak as well as I possibly can. Because sometimes I have a tendency to speak a bit quickly. That's something I'm very self-conscious over. Also, I try not to insert too many ums, uhs, and when I'm speaking, because it can be irritating, I know. So, I think I'll be here maybe another 5-10 minutes. Yeah, okay. If you have any more questions, I'm here. Any more Italy-related questions? If you want to ask me a personal question, you can do that too. Yeah. I will say this though, in regards to personal life, because my mother was in this bad accident, we learned a lot about various things and a rehab facility. Oh, probate, power of attorney. It's been a real learning experience. If you ever have to investigate the possibility for rehab facilities, I do recommend going through the same process that I mentioned earlier. Word of mouth, reviews, do your research, because the place where she was at, I'm not going to mention it just because I won't, but it's important to do your due diligence, because some places are not exactly what they appear to be, or what people say that they are. But the place where she was, I think, was more nursing home than it was rehab, unfortunately. And then, hindsight is 2020, but she was really in the wrong place. She needed to be in acute rehab, which would have given her a much more rehab, which I think would have improved things even now. Yeah, we were toying with the possibility of bringing her to Italy. Absolutely. My wife had minor operation in a hospital not that far from where we live, and we spoke with the rehabilitation department. We were going to bring her. We were, yeah. But I guess logistically, it would have been really difficult. I would have liked that, honestly. I could have seen her more often, and we could have kept tabs on her. Sure. More questions here. Let's see. Lori says, "How crowded is it expected to be in Italy this summer?" I would say probably more crowded than usual because of the Jubilee coming. Yeah, there's been some repairs to the roads. They're trying to spruce things up for this Jubilee, so we're expecting a big influx of people. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, worth mentioning. Bob and Mary says he also uses juice sangre, I think it's called. For his grandfather, let's see, lucky grandfather never renounced. So exactly, yeah. If that's a scenario, then you're very lucky. Absolutely, yeah. Hello from Colorado. I don't know. Cadmosino is it's not a common last name, but at the same time, there's plenty of us out there. Yeah, Colorado. That's one place I've always wanted to go to. I've mostly seen the East Coast of the United States, but I've only been to Arizona, California, Texas, and Hawaii in the West. Yeah. Actually, when I was 12, I went to a Star Trek convention in Pasadena. That was in California. Russ, do contact me later. A couple quick. Yeah, feel free, Russ. Go ahead. Yeah, whatever comes to mind here. Yes, we'll be super crowded. Absolutely. Ray says, "You missed some of the Italian citizenship issue. Did you manage to gather all the papers in order to get the Italian citizenship?" Yes, I did. The biggest hurdle, guys, I would say, is getting your papers from your ancestors' town in Italy. I did that. I was on vacation at the time. I was in Naples, and I was going to see Naples, Rome, Florence, the classic 3 big cities where people all go. Not so much Naples. But because my ancestors were from Torre del Greco, which is very close to Naples, I thought, I'm in the area, I think I'll stop by. So I got up real early, and I went to the town hall, which, by the way, it's only open until 12, and that's very common in Italy. So I went there. I had a list of all my relatives, thanks to my father, who was very precise with this. Yeah, I had a list of all the relatives, their names, date of birth, everything. And it did make things a lot easier. And I also spoke the language decently, but not perfectly. But they saw that I was prepared and that I was willing to wait, and so I think that's why I got what I wanted. So if you can make the trek out to your ancestors' town, definitely do that, because otherwise, getting it through email, getting it through a service provider, yeah, it's possible, sure. I'm not saying it's impossible, but if you're willing to make the investment and go to Italy, make a vacation out of it, then I would definitely do that. Yeah. As for the rest of the documents, let's see. I had 4 generations to deal with, and so we had to go to the town halls in, well, let's see, Connecticut, Massachusetts, and Illinois, and we needed birth. Well, basically the pertinent life documents: birth, death, marriage, divorce, name changes. But although that didn't apply to me, and then also I had to apply to. I wrote a letter to, I think, Homeland Security, and you need an official letter which says whether they were a citizen or not, no records found, or if they find them. So you do need that. Yeah. Other documents, they need to be translated. Call the consulate and ask them what needs to be translated, because I translated myself. I would have somebody actually try ChatGPT if you want, if you're up for it. This is not official advice, really. This is just off the cuff suggestions, really. Yeah, get those pertinent life documents. You need an apostille for all the U.S. one, which is an international notary stamp, and you can get that from each state capital. Cost and time are different. In 2008, I paid $5 at the one in Boston. I got it immediately. In Hartford, I had to pay $20, and I got that. I got that about a week later in the mail. So every state's different, yeah. But in a nutshell, that's what you need. Sure, Russ. Yeah, if you can help, definitely. Yeah, let's see. Vince Conamosino. Okay, sure. Why not? Let's see. New York's consulate is backed up trying to obtain a codice fiscale, which is an Italian social security number. They told me it will take time allowed by law to process my requests and alternative suggestions. That's a tough one, Salvatore. Your codice fiscale, really? If I'm not mistaken, you can also get that in Italy. I don't think that you need only the Italian consulate to get your codice fiscale. I don't think so, but I think it's the best option, because if you're not a resident in Italy, it might make things a bit more complicated. So it only took the time allowed by law to process my request. How long would that be, though? I did my codice fiscale at the consulate, and then, granted, this was 16 years ago, so it didn't take that long. I don't know how long it takes now. That's a good question. I'm not sure. I'll jot that down, actually, so I can find out. Codice fiscale here or Italy. I think what I can do is I can get back to you in email. I can also write that in the community board. Sure. Let's see. Conan says he has another 6 years of work before I can retire to Italy. Well, that's not 6 years is not unreasonable, really. You're near the finish line, so perseverance is the key. Yeah, definitely. Your point about doing due diligence on rehab center is a very important thing. Yes, yes, it is. Otherwise, it might be the wrong overall setting, as some are more nursing. Absolutely, yeah. It was more nursing home, unfortunately. Yeah, we weren't too happy. No, I mean, she was making progress, yes, but she could have made better progress somewhere else. Absolutely. Up to 2 years, he says, for the codice fiscale. Okay, well, I'm not surprised, really, because wait times and I think everything else has just been lengthened in recent years. So I'm not surprised, Salvatore. Yeah, but I will find out whether you can just apply for that directly in Italy. My gut says yes, but I don't want to give you a definite yes until I have found out. But if you can, then if indeed you can, I would say get your passport as soon as possible, and then just consider that a detail that you can resolve over in Italy. Yeah. Let's see. It says I was able to download it from the consulate website very easily. Okay, good. So it was Italian citizens registered with aire, which means anagrafe italiani residenti all'estero, Italians residing abroad. You can request it through your tax code through the fast support. Great, okay. That's fantastic, guys. I like when you help each other. Absolutely. So it's great to. This is nice to create a bit of community here where you can, help me, help each other. Excellent. Yes. Okay. So guys, a bit of water here. I guess when you talk for an hour, you get thirsty. So. Right. All right. So it's been an hour and 5 minutes, so we're kind of near the end here. I think I'll give you a few more minutes to ask your questions here because these are very interesting and also productive. So also we're up to 19 people now. So a very late welcome. Thank you for coming. Hopefully you can catch the rest of this on the replay. There should be. I'll double check though. So, let's see. This is good timing because I leave for Rome on Friday, so I wanted to do this while I was in the United States. Yeah. Oh God. I'm here in the U.S. I'm eating in the United States. That's always a challenge. It's very easy to get fat here. Quite so. I must confess, when I was in Rochester, which is where my parents were hospitalized, I had to rely on what's around me, and that's what's tough when you're far from home in this country. You know, if you're hungry, you got to eat what's around you, and so that was it wasn't easy to find healthy food. No, it was not. Next live chat day. That's a good question, actually, Salvatore. I want to do this more often. I'm not sure. I have to think about that. Yeah, I'll get back to you. Ideally, maybe once a month, I guess, would be the best one, really. But if I can't do that, maybe once every couple of months. Yeah, sure. Oh, let's see. What else can I mention? Let's see. Well, anyway, guys, I'll give you maybe about 2 more minutes to put any questions you want in there. Yeah, anything that I can answer while I'm out. Oh, while I'm still here. Excuse me. I'm trying to think what else relevant that I can mention. Be it here or something in Italy. If you happen to come to Rome, the trams are working again. There was some work being done on them, but the tram is something that runs very close to where I live, and it goes all the way up to Piazza Venezia, which is the center of town. They're working again. They're trying their very best to get everything working for the Jubilee, the Jubileo. However, what doesn't change is the fact that I still say the best way to get around town in Rome is the metro. So if you are going to come to Rome this year, then I do recommend getting somewhere close to the metro if you don't mind taking public transportation. I've always done rather well with the metro. It's not perfect, but it's rather on time, and it does get you to many key points in town. So definitely, yeah, you want to consider that. Leanne, hi, how are you? Good to have you here. Yes, thank you. I hope you're well too. Yes. Before we go, I just want to know: are any of you coming to Italy, coming to Rome this year? If you are, then I'm in the center of town. I'm in Trastevere, so I'm very close to the center. Yeah. Thank you, Salvatore. Thank you. Salvatore, actually, just out of curiosity, my father, when he was alive, they called him Sal. Do they call you that too? Did you have a nickname in the family? I'm just curious. What questions I missed here? I think I got them all, actually. No, I think I got them all. Yeah. Okay, Russ. Okay. Grazie, Peter. Buonanotte. Yeah, I haven't talked any Italian. The reason why is just I haven't got any Italian comments. But if there's any Italians, Se ci sono italiani con dei commenti, sì, possiamo chiacchierare un po' in italiano. It's actually strange to speak Italian here in the United States, but let's see. Sally. Oh, really? Okay. Actually, they call them they my relatives call them Salvi. Salvi. Let's see. Finally, we love to see a weekly vid. Yeah, well, I would like to make a weekly vid as well, but that was uh that was more doable before I had a child. When you got a family, it really does zap up a lot of your time. Absolutely. But that is something that I'd like to work forward to. A weekly vid, that'd be great. Yeah, because I love this channel. I do. Um, I try to keep it as active as much as possible. That's why I wanted to do a live chat here because this does count as a video. Yeah. Catch update on the current events in part of the world. Sure, sure. Conan says Happy New Year. Yes, to you as well. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. I wish you all a 2025 of peace, good health, and just overall positivity. Because yeah, we live in a crazy world. There's a lot going on around us. It's easy to be stressed out, But there's also a lot to be grateful for, to be thankful for, and there's always little positive things in life. If you're willing to stop, pause, and reflect on what's around you. Oh, we're doing another question here. Let's see. Question on taxes. Let's see. You are also a U.S. dual Italian citizen. Great question. How do you do your taxes yourself, both the Italian and U.S. filing, or you have someone do both for you in Italy? Great question. So, as a United States citizen, Uncle Sam does require you to at least file. Now, filing and paying are two different things. Now, when you file, you're just declaring on what you made. Okay. I used to use I had a private accountant here that used to do it for me, but after I became a parent and when my life changed and it got a bit more complicated, then he couldn't do it anymore. So for the past 2 years, I've actually just done I did H&R Block and I did TurboTax last year. They're both pretty good. I think the service with H&R Block was a little bit better. They got expensive though. Their last quote was $380. I thought that's a lot of money. That really is. So I didn't go with them. I went with TurboTax. They charged about half of it. So I had a rather decent experience with them. Sure. Now, as far as the Italian taxes are concerned, that's a bit different. Every single year, you need to file as well. You need to do your dichiarazione dei redditi, which means income declaration. Okay, so you do need to file that with them. I don't think they send you a refund per se, and if you owe, I believe so. Whether you owe or whether you have a refund, that's actually taken out of your wages, if I'm not mistaken. That's what happened to me. Yeah. What I don't know. See, I'll get there. Okay. Oh, one more note about taxes. Yeah, they require you to file. They do. Now, is there somebody that's really checking up on you? Heh. Well, I've always believed that it's important to maintain ties with the United States, even if you're not going to live here anymore. No, as long as you're a U.S. citizen, I think it behooves you. I mean, this is not professional advice. This is not financial advice. No, this is strictly um, something said in passing. This is just one guy's opinion, and this is not legal. So I think it's important to cover myself. Yeah, but I've always thought that if you don't maintain this connection with fiscally with the United States, then you never know when that might bring some attention. I don't know. I mean, call me a fatalist, but I believe it's important to do that. Yeah. Okay. Right, everybody. So, any last comments, questions, whatever you want? I'm open here. This doesn't have to be Italy related. So, it's like a private chat with you all. Yeah. Oh, what else can I mention? Okay. check my notes here. Let me see, make sure I didn't miss anything here. No, that's pretty much it, actually. Yeah. Okay. Something else I forgot to mention. Another video that I want to make is about buying a house in Italy. Yeah, because my wife and I, we recently we just did it this past year, and so that was also very educational. And so I think this might pertain to some of you, because if you're looking to buy a house, then I think it's important to have that U.S. perspective, like I was mentioned before. Sure. My wife she's a wealth of information. She was quite thorough in the whole process. She's thorough anyway. So hope she's watching. She should have got the notification. So if you're here, drop me a message here. Okay. So, but anyway, yeah. I did mention that I was going to do this in a future video. So I'm behind on these videos here. I know that, yeah, but I'm looking to turn that around this coming year, yeah. And I will mention how I'm doing with the other online income sources. While we're talking about that, you're looking at it. I do make some money from the channel. The ads that you see in the videos, the driving videos that I've done. So it does produce some income, and if you have contributed, I thank you for that. Yeah, I do want to let you all know that I do try to balance informational videos, videos that are just helpful, and videos that do generate income. I mean, if you notice that. Wonderful, and I think this is something that we should all look into. Most definitely. I'm not saying it's easy. There is no easy money, no, but it's out there. It's real, definitely. Oh, lost the audio. No, not sure why we lost the audio, guys. Okay, can you hear me now? Lost the audio. Sounds back. I don't know what happened, guys. I don't think it's my computer. I think it's more it could be the signal. It could be YouTube itself. I'm also on StreamYard, which is the software that I use on YouTube. Good. Okay, good. Just in case my last point was lost, what I'm just saying is that you really do want to look into some automated income sources before you come to Italy. I'm very repetitive with that, but I just cannot stress it enough. I just can't. You want to be in full control of your money and how much you earn before you come to Italy, especially when you're dealing with a system in a language that you don't know. You want that degree of familiarity, especially when it's your income, your lifeline, your everyday money. Absolutely, yeah. And my channel is proof that it is a way of making money. As long as I have this channel, I always want to keep that element of being helpful, because it's the reason why I created this channel. But I will occasionally make videos which do promote certain products. But I will do my best to make sure that these are products that I use myself, that I believe in, that are genuine, that will benefit you. So this is something that I would like to promise. I can say that. Yeah, sure. I mean, I don't want to promote something and then have it say, "Dave, what the hell are you promoting?" No, I can't have that. I can't. So, all right, guys, I need to go. It's been an hour and 20 minutes, but honestly, the time has just flown by. It really has. I've enjoyed myself. Thank you all. Thank you very much for coming. I appreciate the questions, and most importantly, I'm very happy that you were all able to help each other with certain issues here, which is great. That's exactly what I was hoping to do also in this chat. Anyway, a very late Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, very Happy New Year, or whatever you celebrate. Thank you for coming again. I'm looking forward to interacting with you on my channel, in person, and wherever we happen to connect. In Italian, buon Capodanno, buon anno a tutti, vi voglio bene, e non vedo l'ora di rivedervi. Okay? All right, everybody. Be well, take care, and I will see you soon. Okay? Ciao.